Welcome back. Right now we got up for you a 7-round mock draft for the Houston Texans. They're one of the most fun teams in this draft, holding a top 3 pick, well top 2 even, and another pick at 12, along with tons of picks. I mean, you can see here, you can't see, it's kind of behind my face cam, but they got so many picks that there's a ... in their picks on the PFF mock draft site. So we got lots of picks to work with. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. The first pick should be easy. Our first pick here, I had in my last full mock draft, I traded up to 1 to get Bryce Young. Honestly, Young and Stroud, whichever one you get, you take here. I think if Young's available, you take him. If Young is gone, you take Stroud. I think it's pretty simple for this first pick. I'm taking Bryce Young. He's my number 1 quarterback in this class. I mean, other than size, he has everything. He's got the poise, the accuracy. He's got a well enough arm. He can improvise. He can run. I mean, he can do everything except for be big. And I don't think it's too big of an issue. He did it in the SEC. He put up like 400 yards against some of the top defenses in the SEC. Like, I know it's going to be the SEC and the NFL aren't the same. But like, we've seen him do it again. It's not like we haven't seen him do it against. It's not like he's like an FCS student. We haven't seen good. We've seen good talent against him. We've seen he can do it. I think he'll be fine in the NFL. I'm not really worried about his size. He's my number 1 QB. Get the quarterback off the board. Now the mock draft actually starts at pick 12. It's a very interesting pick because honestly they can go anywhere. Brian Branch, I could see. Van Ness, I could see. Paris Johnson, I could see. Kalijah Cansey, I could see. Skaronski, I could see. Brian Bresee, I could see. Jordan Addison, I could see. I mean, they can go anywhere with this pick. They have needs pretty much everywhere. Let's be honest. The Texans have needs pretty much everywhere. I think they can go anywhere. So I think when you have needs everywhere, you want to take impact players at impact positions and help your young quarterback. So in this time, I want to help the young quarterback, and I'm going to grab Peter Skaronski, tackle / guard. I know some people are worried about his length. You know, his arm length isn't that great, and that's why he may be a guard, maybe a tackle. But whatever he does, you get him in there, and then him and Titus Howard can play the guard-tackle duo. One of them will play guard, one of them will play tackle. They both can play either. That's kind of the nice thing about taking Skaronski. And you just help that O-line. There's a chance Laramie Tunsil gets traded. I don't think they should trade him. I think they should extend him, keep him for the young quarterback. And then if you move Tice Howard to left guard, then you got Tunsil, Howard, and then on the right side, you can throw Skaronski at right tackle, and they got Kenyon Green at right guard. And I know their center's a free agent. We'll see what they do there. But I mean, that's a really good O-line. Help Bryce Young. If he's small, you're worried about him taking hits. He's small. Take him and give him all the help he can. And that's why I definitely want to attack receiver multiple times in this draft and just give Bryce Young every opportunity to succeed in this offense as we can. We've seen it so many times. You got to give these quarterbacks weapons. We've seen it with Josh Allen. He gets Diggs. He's great. We've seen it with Jalen Hurts. He gets A.J. Brown. You know, you need to give these young quarterbacks weapons to help them. You know, don't just say, hey, carry our offense like what the Bears did with Justin Fields. Even if Justin Fields looks great, they're still an awful team. You got to take that approach if you're the Texans, give Bryce Young everything. Now, going to the second round, we're in the same board as we were in the first. We're going to kind of go best available. And for my money, we either attack a tight end here and just give more help, like we said, to Bryce Young, or we attack an edge rush because I think edge is a deep position in this class, and there's still going to be some really good edge available. And for that sake, I'm going to take Will McDonald. He's a very explosive pass rusher. He had a good day at the combine. Very athletic guy. He's got some great pass rush moves. He was kind of used wrong at Iowa State. I think he kind of was, I wouldn't say used wrong. He was really well for what they did in that offense, but I think he didn't get to show off his pass rushing ability with playing in a lot of tight splits and condensed, splits in that defense. He didn't really get to play that just pure pass rush, third down, go get the quarterback. Which if you let him do that, he's an explosive, very good pass rusher. Get that pass rusher some help. I would love to see Will McDonald there. Now, back up at the start of the third, I grabbed Tank Dell in my Eagles mock draft. He's another guy I would love to see. Andre Carter, even at this position, isn't a bad value, even though I think he's going to go a lot higher. But looking at who else is available, we definitely got some weapons. I definitely want to attack receiver, but I mean, if we're talking about receivers here at the beginning of the third, Tank Dell's obviously the dude. I'm going to take Tank Dell. He'll replace Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is almost as good as gone. Tank Dell can replace Brandon Cooks there. He's a true speedster. I know I just grabbed him in the Eagles. I want to get some different dudes, but I need a receiver, and he's by far the best receiver. So I'm going to go ahead and take him. Now pick 73. back up on the board. Linebacker is a position I do want to attack. Coming over with his defense with D'Amico Ryans, you definitely want some linebackers. I like Noah Sewell and Ivan Pace, two dudes that could play fast and physical in that defense. Corner, I do like Garrett Williams. He's a guy we definitely be looking at here. Tight end still available. I like Luke Schoonmaker, probably the best value out of these guys later on in the draft. I'm not going to take him here. Hopefully he's still there. Running back, we're pretty set, unless we probably want to get like a third down weapon maybe later on in the draft, but we can get that through free agency or late in the draft. We don't need to get that now. Interior D-line, I'm going to go Keanu Benton. We need some help on that interior D-line. Keanu Benton, another tall, big dude, had a really great week at the Senior Bowl. He can come in and be that D-tackle, play on the interior, and help boost that D-line, where really we need a lot of help on that interior D-line in Houston. Now, back up in the 4th round, I'm going to go ahead and grab Michael Wilson. I want to attack 2 receivers. If I'm the Texans, I want to attack 2 receivers early in this draft. Give myself all the weapons I can. I'm going to take Michael Wilson, big, fast dude from Stanford. Had an incredible week of the Senior Bowl. One of the biggest risers from the Senior Bowl, in my opinion. We basically just got the 2 best receivers from the Senior Bowl at Tank Dell, Michael Wilson. Grab some studs from the Senior Bowl at receiver. We hope one of them works out. Pair them with Nico Collins. Chris Moore had a good end this season. We're getting some depth and just helping Bryce Young out in every way we can. Now, back up in the 5th round. Let's go ahead and attack that linebacker. I was talking about Ivan Pace. Let's go ahead and get him. He's a freaky athletic dude. Plays downhill, hard-hitting linebacker out of Cincinnati. I really like his play style, his athleticism. He brings pretty much a lot to the board. He's really going to be good on blitzes and stuff. So, D'Amico Ryans comes over. He runs a lot of man coverage in that. I think Ivan Pace can hang in man coverage if you put him against some of these running backs and tight ends. He has the athleticism too. You can kind of teach him up. He's there in the 5th round for a reason. He's not polished, but he has the athleticism to be able to do so. And I trust D'Amico Ryans is one of the best developers of the linebacker position. We've seen his linebackers like Dre Greenlaw, Al-Shair, Fred Warner. All 3 of those dudes are really good. And I attribute that to D'Amico Ryans as one of the best developers of linebackers. So, you give him a dude like Ivan Pace with that athleticism, I think he'll develop him into a great linebacker. Now back at pick 179. I want to attack O-line more. Let's just put more bodies on the O-line. Chandler Zavala, he's another dude. NC State, had a good week at the Shrine Bowl. He's another dude. Just pair some more beef on that O-line. Get as much depth as you can. He can maybe guard depth, see where he plays. But I just want to attack, especially, I said it kind of in the Eagles mock draft. Once you get to day 3, you're grabbing dudes for upside. I'm not drafting for needs in day 3. I'm getting dudes that I think highest upside, best players that can play. Chandler Zavala is a very good offensive lineman. I think he could be a good starting guard in the NFL. So we're going to go ahead and grab him in the 5th round. Now, sorry, was that the 6th round already? That was the 6th round. Beginning of the 6th round. Back up again on the 6th round. We still have 4 more picks. So I'm just going to attack the best dudes with the highest upside that I see in this draft. And God, I see Yasir Abdullah. I mentioned him last week on my combine video when I had an insane comment. I don't know what he's going to play, whether it's D-end, whether it's linebacker, outside linebacker. I don't know what he's going to play, but he's a freak athlete, and I'm taking the upside here in the 6th round. And I love Yasir Abdullah as an athlete. I think he can be good. He's another guy, Shrine Bowl, great week. Let's grab him and see what he can do. Next up, we're going to grab the tight end I was mentioned earlier, Luke Schoonmaker. We need tight ends. Luke Schoonmaker, guy who I thought he was going to have a huge week at the Shrine Bowl. Ends up not participating, I believe, because of an injury. But he's one of the more slept on tight ends I really like on day 3 in this draft. He might go late day 2, but I think he'll be a day 3 guy. Really good tight end, underrated tight end. I would love to see him. He could honestly take over in that Texans role at some point. Now, back up, we have 2 more picks. I do like Eric Gray as maybe a nice change of pace back. He's a quick, electric. His jukes are like, go turn on this dude's highlights. He's juking dudes out of their pants. He's just so quick in that short area quickness and that agility. He's another guy that he could be a great complement to what you already have in Dameon Pierce. So he's definitely an option here. Aubrey Miller, we've already kind of attacked 2 linebackers, but I do like Aubrey Miller as kind of a 3rd round guy. Ooh, BJ Thompson's going to be a hard dude to pass up on if he's still on the board. I think BJ Thompson can end up rising into the 4th, 5th round. He's just another freaky athletic edge out of the Shrine Bowl. I love what he could be. He's not He's not very polished right now, and that's why he's here. But what he could be is an insane talent. We've already attacked kind of edge twice, but I honestly, I'm gonna take the best. Like I want to stick to my strategy of taking dudes with the highest upside here, and BJ Thompson is one of the dudes with the highest upside still available here in the 6th round. And we got one more pick. We'll see where we're gonna go, but yet again, I'm gonna preach it: upside, upside, upside. When you're in the late rounds, these dudes are here usually for a reason. In the late rounds, they're not polished. Take the highest upside. The hit rate is so low, so you just want to take a dude who has a chance, So here, another dude with a chance. We could still attack that running back. AJ Finley's the dude I took in the Eagles mock draft, who I love. Dante Sills. We took D-line already, interior, but you could definitely use more. I can see him. Trey Tucker, another uber athletic receiver out of Cincinnati. I can see pairing him just more and more athleticism and depth at that receiver position. For my money, if we're just taking dudes based on like talent, and we want to build out just as much depth and athleticism as we can on this roster, I'm going to go Dante Sills. I really like Dante Sills. He's a bigger dude, but he can move pretty well. Another dude had a good week at the Shrine Bowl. Just keep beefing up that interior. We kind of attacked D-line. D-line is one of the most important positions in the NFL. We see it over and over again. If you can get that pass rush, stop the run. D-line's so important, and we attack so much D-line in this draft, which I love. I would love to see them just attack the D-line. We got Will McDonald, Keanu Benton, Yasir Abdullah, linebacker D-line. I'll count him as a D-line. BJ Thompson and Dante Sills just overhaul that D-line, and then receiver up it with Tank Dell, Michael Wilson, get some talent. I think this is a very well-rounded. We attacked the line of scrimmage and receiver, which I think are two of the most important positions in the league. We saw that especially with the Eagles and the Chiefs. Chiefs were really good on the O-line, and that may have won them the Super Bowl, their O-line performance. Eagles got to the Super Bowl based on their O-line, D-line, and receivers. We've seen those are two of the most high-value positions, and we just threw the kitchen table and said some of these dudes are going to work out. We got multiple receivers, multiple O-line, multiple D-line. We're going to throw the kitchen sink at those positions and say, hey, some of these dudes are going to work out. Some of them won't, but some of them will. And that's going to help Bryce Young. Bryce Young's going to come in with tons of new talent at receiver and O-line to help protect him. And then we threw the kitchen sink at D-line and linebacker to help that front seven. We do want to attack that secondary. That's one thing I kind of didn't get to that I wanted to. But we have serviceable dudes. I still think Stingley's going to be incredible in this defense. We're going to transition to hopefully a more man defense with D'Amico Ryans coming in. And because I don't think he was a great fit for that cover 2 Lovie Smith system. We saw he impressed man coverage is what he excelled at LSU. Didn't really run that. I think that's why I didn't. I think he's going to be one of my dudes. I think like Derek Stingley is going to have an incredible second year, and he's going to show why he was in the conversation with Sauce. He's going to have a great year. You got Steven Nelson, Desmond King, two dudes who they're good corners. They're not great corners, but they do their job. And then you got obviously on the back half we got some Jalen Petrie had a very good season. I think he'll stick up. We probably used another safety, but overall they got so many picks. They just need to attack the best players. Don't worry about positional value other than Bryce Young at the top of the draft. If you're the Houston Texans, get the best players available and just start building depth on this team, and you'll start to see who works and who doesn't. Then we can start attacking holes in free agency. With the draft, they're in a position right now where they've had a top 5 pick for a couple years in a row. Go attack the best players available, and that's what we did in this draft. Let me know what you guys would have changed nonetheless, and I will see you guys for the Combine video next week. Thank you guys so much for watching.